Welcome back. New disturbing data reveals that teen girls are feeling more sad than ever before. Parents may be navigating difficult conversations with their daughters. Emily Stanley, Executive Director of GEMS, that stands for Gaining Emotional Master Skills, is here to help. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning, Casey. Thank you so much for having me.
Happy to have you here. These trends are really concerning, though. It's CDC data that just came out and said 57% of high school girls feel persistent feelings of sadness and hopelessness. Why are these trends so concerning?
So I think it's a few different reasons, actually, Casey. First is the stark increase that we saw. The CDC study was a 10-year study. It was from 2011 to 2021. And like you mentioned, we saw almost a 60% increase just in that 10-year time period. We're also seeing differences that came up between white students, students of color, LGBTQ students, and it's really showing us where we're lacking the resources to support these kids in our schools.
Yeah, we can really look at them as opportunities for improvement, right?
Exactly.
And speaking of improvement necessary, the teen girls' rate of sadness has skyrocketed so much more than the boys' rate. Why do you think that is?
I think there's a few different reasons why the rate has gone up. It went up a little bit for boys as well, but like you said, for girls, it was a lot more noticeable. I think for all teens, one of the things that really affected them was obviously the isolation of the pandemic. They went from having standard schedules and routines, being able to attend their sports teams, go to school every day, and now all of a sudden it's virtual schooling, parents may be working from home, so it created this wave of isolation. And one of the things that the study by the CDC did measure was what's called school connectedness. And that's one of the factors that really contributes to teens feeling more happy, more comfortable. And that relates to how close they feel with their peers at school, as well as with those mentor teachers. So when you switch to Zoom, obviously it's a lot harder to build those one-on-one relationships. So I think that's one big reason that we're seeing this increase. Another one, and again, this can be for teens in general, if you think about the 24-hour news cycle, we're bombarded with all this bad news about what's going on in our world. Yeah. We have disease, we have poverty, we have war, we have, you name it, basically, we have it on the news. And when you're looking as a teenager or a young child and you're thinking about what do I want to do when I grow up, and you're seeing all of this happening in the world, it's a little bit harder to feel hopeful about what's going to happen. And so that lends itself to teens participating in some more risky behaviors or self-harming behaviors. But I think that the biggest difference between what's affecting girls and what's affecting boys, and studies have shown this, is actually social media.
Well, that is a great segue into my next question, Emily, because, you know, so many teens try to use social media to even feel connected, to get that connectedness, exactly, like you said. How does social media play a role in these feelings of sadness and hopelessness?
So studies have shown that girls' self-esteem is much more affected by social media than boys. And part of that is the image that's portrayed by celebrities and influencers online. Girls, especially younger girls, don't necessarily know that these celebrities may be using Photoshop, maybe using Facetune. So it lends itself to some body dysmorphia for girls, where they're looking at these images and saying, my body needs to look like that, which can contribute to self-harming behaviors such as extreme dieting, extreme exercising, wanting to get plastic surgery at a young age. So it really affects girls a lot more than boys in that way.
That makes a lot of sense. That's something that you even see with adults, right?
Exactly.
But the difference is these teenage girls, their brain is not even fully developed yet, right?
That's exactly right.
So how can parents start to have these conversations with their children about, you know, helping them feel less sad?
Right. Well, the good news is that parents can actually help a lot. One of the things that came out in the CDC study is that teens that reported a higher level of what's called parental monitoring, which means that an adult at their home is aware of who they're with and where they're at most of the time. Those teens reported fewer risky behaviors, fewer self-harming behaviors. So that's good news for parents, that they can stay more involved in their kids' lives, know who their friends are, know where they're hanging out, and that's going to help their students overall. It's also really important for parents to foster an open relationship at home where they're talking about emotions. Parents need to model for their kids expressing emotions in a positive way, and also strategies to deal with it when they're maybe not having the positive emotions. Your kids are going to copy what you do. So if you can show them ways to calm down if you're upset or build yourself up if you're having a bad day, those are things that your kids are going to mimic. So there's actually a lot that parents can do at home. One of the biggest things that I suggest is to do some shared activities that help you kind of talk about your feelings and actually can bring some joy to your day. So
is that what you brought here?
I did. So this craft is called a joy jar. So I made an example here. I just took a small jar, decorated it a little bit. You can decorate it as much or as little as you want. But on the inside is actually slips of paper where I wrote things that bring me joy.
Ah, I like that.
So what you can do is on a day that you're feeling down, pull something out of the joy jar and then go do that activity. It doesn't have to be something that costs money. It can be, oh, I'm gonna take my dog for a walk. It can be, I'm gonna bake cookies. I'm gonna call my best friend. I'm gonna play my favorite song and dance around the kitchen. You can also make one of these as a family. So you have family activities that you enjoy doing together. So again, that's building that connection and that trust with your kids.
Yes.
And Casey, I actually brought you one so you can
Thank
make
you.
one as well.
I definitely will use that. Thanks so much for joining us,
Oh, you're
Emily.
welcome.